tracking.
Alright.
Pokemon Celebrations, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. Yep, that's what that's called. Okay.
This here.
Yeah, I think it's cool when stuff like this gets open, especially on camera. I've had a couple of Evolving Skies boxes cracked here on camera, and like those are super cool.
Yeah. Oh, I'm never opening that shit again.
I got some first print ETBs over there.
No. No.
I can't blame you. That was horrible, that run.
Yeah, never
Alright.
again.
Yep. Make sure it's all lined up. Yeah, good enough. So yeah, most people that open, that'll catch your hands opening, and then however you want to set it up, and most people kind of like sprawl out the cards on the mat
Yeah.
too, so the overhead can pick it up. But
Gotcha.
yep. So good luck, Ty.
Thank you.
Hopefully
Let's
you get some
hope.
hits out of there.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really crazy stuff in here.
Especially in tens, like the PSA tens of those, like the cards are worth it. So
Yeah, definitely.
didn't see anything that caught your eye.
No, I'm just kind of getting back into it, you know, like I found my old Pokemon cards from back in the day, and then I just started to look into it, and then I saw the 151 stuff, so I just getting into learning more about it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've had a lot of people that like 151 has kind of brought them back. So
Yeah.
a lot of old school collectors for that, and yeah, it's a fun hobby to look. Especially you said you have your old cards.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to like look through them and see which ones you have yet?
I looked through a little bit. I don't have any of, like, I learned the difference between like the shadowless, you know, and
Okay.
the shadow. I have all the shadow ones. I don't have anything that's shadowless.
Okay. If you ever wanted to, and it, as long as I'm not super busy up here, if you ever wanted to run your stuff up, I could give you an idea like what's worth what. Because even like those first few sets,
Yeah.
there's 20 or 30 different errors.
Okay. Yeah.
So you don't want to you want to make sure you know if you have an error card before you decide to sell
Sure.
it or whatever.
Yeah.
So
The one that I've heard about so far is like the Butterfree, like has like a D on it.
oh, the edition Butterfree, yep, that's one of them. There's a whole cycle of jungle cards. You see that pincer down here towards the second row, towards
Yeah.
the side.
Okay, yeah.
That's a no symbol. So there's a whole print run of no symbol jungle cards too.
Okay.
They don't have symbol. There's a bunch of little errors in base set, like a lot of your Diglets. They'll have the fighting energy for its attack turned upside down.
Okay.
The art's just upside down. That's one. You'll have like a Vulpix and Bulbasaur, instead of it saying like 40 HP, it'll say HP 40 on the
Okay.
attack. So just a bunch of little things like that.
Yeah, and then affect the value of the
Yeah, something like that, because there's so many, like most of the print runners like that, it won't. But for example, there's a Ninetales that it doesn't have the 80 damage next to Fire Blast. It doesn't have the number.
Mhm.
That's like a 1 in 100 print on that.
Oh,
That like it
wow.
goes from like a $10 card to a $3,000 card.
Holy
So
moly.
yeah, there's some where it really affects the price. Blaine's Charizard out of the gym era. That's another one where they misprinted that one to where it had fighting symbols for its flame jet instead of fire energy.
Yeah.
And that's one where a majority of them were printed with the error. So the one that's printed correctly is
There's
actually
the one
worth
with-
more, yeah.
yeah. Oh, cool, and you got graded stuff down here.
Yep. Yeah, I've got slabs there. This is my vintage. These two shelves over here are more modern secret rares. And then I've got like the gallery cards and double rares and promos and binders back here. And then I've got some boxes with reverse hollows too for people that try to build out master sets.
Sure.
Yeah, and then for Pokemon, I always do pre-orders on new product. I do pre-releases, and then I do midnight releases. So Stellar Crown's a new set. It's coming out Monday. I'm doing a midnight release Sunday night for it.
Okay, yeah. Sweet. Yeah, do you think they're gonna do another reprint of the 151 stuff, or are they gonna keep it, are they gonna keep it to drive the price up of everything? Like, by not reprinting?
So I think in general, some things will get reprinted. Pokemon just has, they have too much on their plate. There's too many sets that need reprinted. Not everything's going to be
Yeah,
reprinted. There's
sure.
not time for it, right? I think a lot of people, and the reason you're seeing the prices where they're at right now is people are holding out hope that we get a reprint before Christmas.
Right.
I think if we don't have one before Christmas, one isn't coming. I think my personal opinion, and this is just like from kind of what I know from like talking to distributors and things like that. My feeling is that this little restock that like the Costco's and the Walmarts
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Targets got recently,
The Elite
that's
box,
it.
the Elite box stuff, yeah.
I think that's it. I don't think we're getting anything else from it. I think if there's anything else, it might be like one of these kind of, special boxes
Yeah.
that might have like a single pack in it of
Okay.
151 with other sets.
With other stuff, yeah.
But yeah, and even my personal opinion is, even if they did reprint it, it's not gonna matter,
Yeah.
Several sets from Sun and Moon got reprinted to oblivion. There were like 4 or 5 print runs of things, right? Primal Clash doesn't have any high value cards, was reprinted to oblivion. It's a $500 box today.
Wow,
And it's been out for 5 years. So I don't think in the if you're talking like 6 months,
Yeah,
if there is a reprint, you will see prices go down. But if you're talking like 5-10 year span, it's not gonna affect
it's gonna
anything.
be,
Yeah.
right.
They can't reprint enough to cover it all, and especially on sealed product, you gotta remember, it only ever goes one way. You can't put those cards back in a pack.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
when you go especially towards older sets, every time a base set booster pack or booster box gets opened, there's only so many of those in the world, so the price is just going up on everyone that's still sealed.
For sure, yeah, cool. Awesome, yeah, I know I don't have, this rated one, so the Hitmonchan, this one yours is rated a 7. What would that run?
I don't think that one's terribly expensive. I think it's like $60 or like, it's somewhere between 40 and 60. I'd have to look it up.
Okay, yeah, cause that's one of the ones I have, but I think like the way that I stored them, right, that was just the kids, you know what I mean, so they're,
Yeah.
those are, the hollow ones are the ones I looked at the most, so like I have him, I got, Poliwrath and, Raichu,
Okay. But at least you have them. I mean,
yeah,
the people that come in here, I probably, for every like 10 people that come in here and tell me they collected as a kid, 9 of them don't have what they had when they were a kid.
sure,
So,
yeah. I didn't have much, but I just had
Yeah.
some.
but even just depending on condition, like the base set Charizard, even if it's beat up, you're talking $150 or more.
Wow,
So.
yeah, the Shadowless one?
No,
Oh,
just the normal one.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, so I'll give you a good example. So let me find it. So this is a Shadowless one. It's a PSA 3, so it's really beat up, right?
Mhm. Do you mind if I look at it? Okay, yeah.
But even in that condition, this is like a $500 or $600 card.
Wow, okay,
So,
yeah.
Your base set ones, like even if they're not shadows, if they're just the normal unlimited base, if they're in good condition, you're over $1,000 on it. If they're beat up, they're still over $100.
Wow,
So,
okay. So you're telling me I should get them all in sleeves and stuff?
yeah, I would put them in sleeves. I have people that, because I've got a bunch of tools over here. I have people that kind of run their stuff up to me every now and then. They're like, DJ, do you think this is worth grading? So I've got like a jeweler's lube and the centering tool and the black light and all that, and I kind of give them an idea. In general, for modern, it's not really worth sending cards in unless you think you have a 10. Vintage stuff, it's a whole different ballgame. I would say even just the Charizard, it's almost worth it no matter how beat up it is, just to have it, encapsulated, and it will have some value.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I'm just, I getting into it and looking at it and then I watch a lot of YouTube, like people opening the 151s.
Yep.
And the illustration rare is just how few watch people open 100 packs and get like 3 of them, you know?
Yep.
So like I went, just, found that was a TCG gaming, right, or TCG player.
TCG player.
Yeah, the website. So like I just got, they're in the mail right now, but like the Bulbasaur, Charmander, and the Squirtle. But I don't, it says like near mint, whatever, are they banged up, even though
so
it's
the
like,
thing with TCG, and a lot of people like TCG. Me personally, I prefer eBay for Pokemon singles,
Sure.
just because near mint on TCG, you can mean you're like in PSA 6 condition or PSA 9 condition. There's
Wow,
a huge
yeah.
price difference just depending, right? Like the card can look good or it can have a bunch of lightning and still be near mint, right?
Yeah.
So like eBay, if you're buying something, you should be able to look at a ton of photos of it and kind of go
Right.
off the photos,
Sure,
right?
sure.
So I prefer eBay, but a lot of people do just like TCG. And for lower end cards, it doesn't matter as much, but when you start talking higher end stuff, like if you're going out there and buying a ROG or a Ninja offline, it's like $330 right
Yeah.
now. You want to make sure you get a good one, so you want to see as many pictures as possible.
Right. Okay, so yeah, you recommend because you see more pictures.
Yeah, you can do a much deeper dive. Also, if you're like comping prices, I prefer eBay for comping prices just because I can look at recently solds on there, and it's
Okay,
like,
yeah.
let's say I see the 151 Charizard, right? It's got like recent sales of like 110, 120, 115, 115, 115, 80. I can go click on the one that sold for 80 and see why it sold for 80, right? Maybe
Okay,
there's a
yeah.
ding in the corner, right? Whereas TCG player, you're just gonna see, oh, one sold for 80 and that's it.
Yeah, right, absolutely,
So.
there's a bigger range of them too.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that I could go by is like I bought from a person that had like 8,000 reviews or whatever. You know what I mean? Like 5 stars. So I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, even with that though, like everybody's definition of near mint has
Yeah.
some, you know, there's some wiggle room there, yeah.
Okay.
But if you're just looking for like cards that go in a binder, if you're not trying to submit them to be PSA 10s,
Yeah.
as long as it says near mint, you're probably good enough with it, but
And any of the stuff you're selling here, like you've looked at it and there's something up with it that's like.
most of it's pretty clean, so everything modern I try to only take in pack fresh condition. I have a lot of people that come in, like go through my cards and because they try to buy and like, you know, turn them into PSA 10. So I don't think there's very much in the showcase that'll get a PSA 10. You know, it's not like that pristine, but modern at least I only take pack fresh in. So they're all pretty clean. And then there's a couple down here that are a little bit older. It's like if it's got a D on it, it says, you know, it's marked for there's damage, so there's probably like a crease or something.
Yeah,
D
yeah.
is like played, so.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Coming here and just getting back into it.
I can talk about Pokemon all day. You know, me and my brother got into it when that first came out, so
Yeah.
I've been around it back in the day. I owned another card store too, so I've just been around this stuff my whole life.
Sweet. Yeah. You ever sit on any of those boxes of the original? Like I don't think anybody.
I was a kid. I opened all my
I know,
stuff.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. Like I don't. It's nuts. Like somebody that was how I like started to look at it again. There was somebody who was like $100,000 for like the box and then like the shadowless box, and we opened it. That's where I watched it. And I'm like.
That's overpriced for Shadowless right now. It's like it's somewhere around 50, but
Yeah,
still
50,
like
okay, yeah.
you find one of those in your basement, you're still happy, right? Whether it's
Oh.
100 or 50, you don't care, you're still happy.
Absolutely, yeah.
'Cause I don't know how many Shadowless exist, but it's estimated there's right around like 10,000 first edition boxes of base set still in existence, like
Still,
sealed. So yeah, Shadowless is probably like 3 times that would be my guess. So probably like around 30,000 sealed Shadowless boxes.
Well, yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah, people have them vaulted. So that's the thing. A lot of this stuff, like it doesn't. I can tell you 10,000 base set first edition boxes are out there.
Yeah.
You're probably only ever going to see like less than 50 for sale at any one time. So
Sure,
it's just
sure.
most of them are safely away in people's collections that have no intention of selling them.
Sure, you're
So,
sitting on them, yeah.
yep.
So it's time to retire.
Yeah, and every year you're seeing like 1 or 2% kind of go out of the market just by people buying and opening them, right? Your streamers are huge right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they'll make like 30K on one video of them opening the stuff, and then they can sell all the cards. So they end up making money on the openings, the big
yeah.
streamers. So it's profitable for them to open it, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And just keep the cycle going.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the big thing, like if you're looking to get back into collecting, it's just there's a bunch of questions you got to ask yourself to kind of figure out where you want to be. You know, see what your risk tolerance wants to be, where you want to be at budget wise. What are you exactly looking to collect? Like, do you want to be a singles guy? Because there's a million different ways to collect.
Yeah.
Basically, since COVID, you can't really go wrong with Pokemon. Everything has either been stable, or only went up in price, right? But you can be the guy that collects master sets. You can do full sets. You can collect like just one specific single you want. You can be somebody that just collects sealed products. So there's a bunch of different ways to do it.
Yeah, I think like, the more I think about it, like I looked at the new Stellar Crown, like the Japanese version, so you can get a comparison of what the cards are, but I think what it seems like is like if there's a set that comes out that you like the cards, like when it first comes out is the time to buy whatever
Usually within the first 6 months after the set release, like it's pretty standard for like the prices to kind of be depressed, and then once the next set comes out, people stop cracking that, the supply dwindles a little bit, then you'll start seeing the singles slowly increase in price.
Yeah.
Twilight Masquerade's been the exception. That set's been out for it's been about 3 months now. The singles for that one have only went up. The booster boxes, back when it released, you can typically find boxes for between 1 and 110 online when new sets release.
Yeah.
Twilight Masquerade right now, you're not going to pay less than 144.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, that's one of those sets where like this one has been an outlier because it's just not been following the trend of the other sets. And the big thing is there's a Greninja in there, and that's like the big chase. It was 120 on release, and now it's sitting over 300.
Okay. Yeah,
So that's
ungraded.
Yeah, the raw one. Graded, I like just depending on when you can find them, anywhere between $550 and $650 you're gonna pay for a PSA 10 one. It grades as a 10 at a decently high clip, but yeah, that set's been an outlier, It's interesting to see it. Jeremy, I'll be there.
Nice to meet you, DJ. Alright, cool.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. If you ever have any questions or anything, feel free to swing by, shoot me a message on Facebook and ask. So,
Okay, great, sounds good. Alright, do you have like, pennies for these and stuff? You got, like-
yeah. So supply-wise, I've got binders that don't have the rings in them. So like these, if you're storing expensive cards, you can't store them in ring binders because the ring binders damage them.
Yeah,
These have no rings. These are zippered and padded, so even if you drop them, you're fine. But I have these. I've got the top loaders. I've got penny sleeves. I've got, if you're talking about submitting cards in to get graded, I've got the semi-rigid card sleeves. I've got like different deck boxes if you're storing cards that way. So I've got a bunch of different, all the different supplies for them.
sweet, so how much is that around the?
This big one, it holds 480 cards. It's $25.
Okay. And then what is like the one that's like the Pokeball, is that just like for,
This one.
yeah,
This is a deck box.
a deck box?
Yeah. Yeah, so deck boxes, they come anywhere from, like these ones are a little bit harder. You can really beat them up and they're not gonna take any damage. And then these are like softer. So yeah, this is one you don't wanna like have at the bottom of your backpack and drop your backpack from like,
Sure.
normal height cause it'll damage them. But like these you can do anything with and they'll be fine as long as you're not getting them run over by a car. But typically the way most people store their cards is they'll either put them in a binder or they will have some sort of either like a box like this or a one of the Elite Trainer boxes, and they'll have them in top loaders. So those are pretty much the two ways you see people storing at least the expensive cards.
Sure, okay.
DJ, these will be a blast for the past for you.
Ooh, nice. I had a guy come in with an OG one of these the other day,
wow.
Saturday I think it was. Yeah, it's like $50 the original one.
That's crazy.
It is.
Okay, yeah, I'll be back.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Thanks for popping in. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
I haven't seen the promo card out of there yet. What's the promo card look like?
It's not bad. It's a Greninja, a Gold Star Greninja.
Oh, it's the Gold Star one.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it doesn't say Pokemon Center on it, huh? That must have been before they started doing that. Yeah, I was hoping I'd get to sit here and watch the opening. But
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your fault, man.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I got that, and like that looks nice. So.
What set is this out of? This didn't come out of the Celebrations thing, did it?
No, it came out of Chilling Reign.
Oh, there were other packs in here. Okay. I
Yeah,
thought
there
these were all
was 3
Celebration.
Chilling Reign, 1 Fighting Styles, and then.
Yeah. I think he's like $50 on his own.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he's a good one. The I don't know where the Mew's at now. The Mew used to be like the gold one or the shiny one used to be like in the 30s. Oh wow, this thing really is loaded. Holy shit.
Yeah.
19 packs. That's not terrible.
No. Comes with this cool
Plus that's actually the metal one, right?
Yeah.
That's the heavy one. Oh yeah, that's cool. They haven't done one of these in forever. I still got my metal Lugia coin sitting at my house.
That's awesome.